Let me tell you a story about old Salty 65. He's ex-Navy and he's one hell of a guy. You know his stories, they're gonna make you feel alive. So come on and subscribe to Old Salty 65.
Well, hi guys. Well, as I said, we're off to Honkers, old Hong Kong, as we used to call it. And the first time I'd ever been there was 1966. And it was a real eye popper for me, because I'd never been to a major city outside of Australia before. And it really opened my eyes. It was a fantastic place to get around and do things. You know, like we went on the trolley car, tram, whatever they call it, which took us up to the peak, which is, I think, off memory, it's called Victoria Peak. And you'd look out all over Hong Kong, and it's really nice. Now, I actually found a couple of photos on the internet, and two of them were taken in 1966, and the other two are quite recent. Now, they'll show you the difference of what Hong Kong was like when I was there and what it's like now. And there is a massive difference. And I mean absolutely massive difference. So have a look at them, and I'll be back in a sec. Okay guys, just have a look at them. Amazing. Other things we did, we used to go over to a place called Repulse Bay. And Repulse Bay was basically a club for the upper crust of the British establishment in Hong Kong. And we used to catch the bus over to Repulse Bay and we'd go swimming. But the strange thing about Repulse Bay was that it was actually segregated. And white people were on one side, and then there was a fence, and Chinese people had to be on the other side, and that was totally segregated. But that, you got to remember, that's 40, how many years ago to remember, 40 odd years back. So things were different, and they couldn't do that now if they wanted to, and I didn't think it was very smart. We'd never seen that sort of thing in Australia, so it didn't make much difference to us. We were just surprised by it. What else? Talking about Wan Chai, there was the first time I'd ever seen it, ever been to one, was a nightclub called The Happening, and it was the first time I'd ever been in a disco. Never knew they existed, and it was absolutely a real eye-opener for us guys. And they had the strobe lights and the black light where everything white was bright, really bright. And everybody dancing looked like robots because they all had that thing going on. And so the next day, what we did, we went out, don't know why we did it, we all went out and bought white shirts, because Hong Kong was one of those places where we could actually wear civvies, because it was under British rule and we were part of the British Commonwealth. So we could actually wear civvies. So we all went and bought these white shirts, went to The Happening that night, and we had a ball, dancing, glowing in the dark, and carrying on like idiots, drinking cheap grog, making fools of ourselves. And we just had a good time in Hong Kong. And Hong Kong, we did it a lot, because we were in and out of there a lot. Because you've got to remember, in those days, it was smack in the middle of the Vietnam War. So we'd shoot off and do something and then come back into Hong Kong, and we could spend anything from, I don't know, 4 days up to 10 days at a time in Hong Kong. So we did spend a lot of time in and out of Hong Kong and Singapore. And there's a lot of things I can tell you, and there's probably a lot of things I will tell you, but we'll get back to that. But there's one thing I do want to bring up. It was about an American sailor that I met over there. He was a, what do you call him, African American, and I'll talk about him in the next one. And it'd be very ironic if somebody out there actually knew this guy, because I think he would remember if he was told it was all brought back to him. I'll talk about that in the next one. Okay guys, catch you later. Bye.